Welcome everyone. In this lesson we will see something very interesting, which is cargo workspaces. In a nutshell, a workspace is a set of projects which are in the same folder. So imagine that you have 2-3 Rust projects, you want them in the same folder, and then you want to handle them from the outside, from a root folder. If you know Docker Compose, it's a very similar approach. You can even run single projects based on the project structure. I'm currently in a folder called Workspace because this is the folder I usually use for my projects that has all my stuff, of course. But in this case, we want to create this workspace, let's say this set of projects. To start a cargo workspace, you don't start a new Rust project. Instead, you just create a simple directory. You can use this with the Linux command or any way you want. You can call this, for example, cargo workspaces live, like this. Okay, so just a simple directory. We step into this directory like this, and we open this directory. This is an empty directory. This is not a Rust project, very important. Okay, now we can just create a cargo.toml file. Let's create this file, cargo.toml, but we are not in a Rust project. And now inside this cargo.toml file, we can create something like that. So we can create something called like that, workspace, and then here we can have what are usually called members. Members are basically the projects. Okay, I don't like A and B. We will call them create 1 and create 2. So we will have 2 crates in this Rust project. I suggest you to check here now at the top right. So this is just the definition of crates, but now I want to create these 2 projects inside this folder. We'll create a binary project. The project has the main.rs file and a library. Okay, I hope you remember how we can do both of them. Otherwise, this will be useful as a refresher. So to create a new Rust project that is a binary executable, we can type cargo new, check at the top right, create 1. Okay, so we are creating a project inside this project. Okay, and okay, and now it's complaining because we should do this later, but it's fine. And now we can also do this one, cargo new create 2 -- lib. Okay, so let's do like this. Okay, so now we have these 2 projects. Let's check them, create 1 and create 2. Let's just check super quick that these 2 projects, they look a bit different. You see, the create 1 is an src with a main.rs. The create 2 is an src with a lib.rs file. This is because you can create both a project that is meant just to be an executable or a library in Rust. There is this difference. But instead of hello world here, we can say hello from create 1. Okay, we are inside this main.rs file. Okay, now to execute this project, we can do this directly, not from the crates 1 folder, but directly from this cargo workspaces live. Okay, we have the folder inside here. And again, this is very similar to Docker Compose. We can do cargo run -p, which stands for package, and then create 1. Okay, let's see if it works. And we can see hello from create 1, but we run this command from this root folder that has this cargo.toml. One advantage of using this structure is that we will have a single cargo.loc file that will handle all the dependencies inside these multiple projects. Okay, nice. Okay, so and this was just to make a simple test. Now, what I can also do is that I can also use one project and to another project inside this workspace. This is the whole point of a workspace. So in the lib.rs file that is in the create2 folder, let's create just a function, for example, a public function, pub fn grit, like this. And for example, this function can just say hello from create2. We are inside this library. Now, I can't run this because this is a library, this is not a binary, but I want to run this function from create1. How can I do it? Well, for sure, I need to import it. And how can I import the create2 project inside the create1? I can go in the cargo.toml file in the create1 folder here, and I can define here as if it was a simple dependency here, like this. So I import this with a relative path here, as if it was a dependency from crazy.io, but instead of getting this from crazy.io, I'm getting this inside this directory, okay? So we are importing something in create1 from create2. And now in the main.rs file, we can type use create2. This is wrong. GitHub Copilot is failing me. And here, for example, we can call the create2 function from create1. Now, if I type cargo run -p create2, I get an error because a bin target must be available. So I can't run the library from this workspace. What I can do is to run again the create1, but this time we will see, I hope so, we'll see two lines. One is hello from create1, and the other one is the function of the create2. Let's try it out. No. What did I did wrong? Search the package name create. So I did some mistake. Let's see. Yes, it was a small mistake here, I'm sorry. I called this create and should be create2. So this is the name of this dependency. Let's try again. Cargo run -p create1. And this time it worked. The core idea here is that I can use different projects in the same folder. I think this is great, for example, if you want to have, I don't know, for example, a front end and a back end, and you want to put them in the same workspace. Another use case might be, for example, if you want to do Rust exercises, or if you want to do a whole tutorial. Probably the next tutorial, I will create a workspace, and then I'll create, I don't know, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, and I can run the different lessons from the same workspace. Okay, I can also run the test. I can type cargo test here from the root level. I can run test on the single crates like this -p. We don't really have tests here. This is just as an example. Create1, and of course this, or create2. Okay, this is just an example. We didn't actually wrote any test. We have some videos with tests. If you want, you can add test to this project. Okay, so this is the end of this mini section. This section was about cargo workspaces. I think it's very clean. What do you think about this? I think that it's really an easy way to manage multiple projects in Rust. I really like that. Something else I want to show you is the cargo install command. With the cargo install command, we can install binaries globally on our machine and then use them directly on this machine. For example, there is a package called ripgrep. We created a similar version of it, but now let's say that I want to install this ripgrep on this machine. Okay, so if I type rg, okay, I already installed it, so I will uninstall it, which is the command cargo uninstall rg, because I want to, no, it's ripgrep. No. So the package name is called ripgrep. RG is the shortcut to use it. So cargo uninstall ripgrep. Removed. Super fast. I love this about Rust. And now let's install it again. So with the cargo install command, we will be able to do this. RG. Now you see no such file or directory. So let's install this. This might take a while. Usually it takes 1 minute or so. Okay, we can step into the directory. So the cargo workspaces live, and then we can type rg, I don't know, hello. Okay, and you can see here we find on the create2 src librs this hello from create2, we just used that, and then this hello from create1 on the file main.rs in this path. Okay, so we installed ripgrep. And the last thing I want to show you for today is the cargo custom commands. So yes, you can use some custom commands with cargo. What does it mean? I will show you this. Let's step out here. We can create a new package. For example, it can be cargo new, something like that. Let's say we have something called cargo hello. Okay, something like this. It already exists. Let's call this cargo hello 2 because I did an example. Let's step into this directory hello 2 like this. Okay, so inside this simple project, zoom a bit, we can have this src main.rs, and then, for example, here we can see hello from custom command. Okay, this is just an example because I already created this. So if you have something like this and then you type cargo build, and then you type cargo build, you have something like that. So you have the executable on this machine. In this case, I am on a Windows machine, so I have this cargo-hello2.exe. Now, what if I want to execute this executable on this machine using this executable? I can do something very interesting. I have already done this, but I want to show you in C workspace bin like this. I have a similar project. This is a very similar project. So a similar project with just printing one line. If I add this path to the path variable, in this case I am on Windows, you can also check this on Mac and Linux. I want to show you here the environment variables. Environment variables on Windows, they are like this. If you see here in the path, you see I have this added this folder workspace bin. So I added this executable in this folder. If I have all of this set up, I want to show you something very interesting. I will type cargo list. No, it's cargo dash list. No, it's cargo like this. Cargo dash list. Okay. You can see here all the commands that I can do when I type cargo and then something else. For example, cargo add, cargo doc, cargo run. We see here. But you can see here on my machine, I have this hello. If you type this command, cargo dash list, you don't have this one. So this does mean that now I can run this custom command on this machine. So I can execute this executable on this machine with a cargo command. I will show you. If I type cargo hello, I see this command. This is, of course, is just an example. This will not work on your machine because I created a custom project and I added this the executable in a folder, and I added the folder to the path, and then I can execute programs on my machine. I really love this. This is super powerful because we are getting more into, let's say, system programming, or maybe having some executables that I can run something on this machine. Of course, so once I have this executable, I can even distribute it. People can get it and building on their machines, so they can get just the executable, and then they can execute it. We can execute a custom command. So again, this cargo hello will not work on your machine. It works on this machine because I added this project, a project similar to this. This is not the same one, this is just an example, in the path. Okay? Very interesting. This is fascinating, really, because I can have, here a set of executable that can do stuff, and then I can do basically whatever I want here. I can create files, parse stuff, and this is also very, very efficient. So this is the end of this lesson. This was a triple lesson because we saw cargo workspaces, cargo install, and cargo custom commands. This is also the end of the chapter about cargo. In the next lesson, we will start introducing smart pointers, which is a very interesting concept that will take some lessons. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.